Okay, so let's use our recent Mass Effects animation lesson and apply it to this scene. For example, I have a character doing a run cycle. So the character is running, and then I already have created the walls. You can follow it in the recent, you can try doing it in the recent video. So now the thing that I will do now is make it, I will just rotate it, stand it up, and position it in front, supposedly, of the character. Going here, leveling it, G. Now I'll decide, for example, which frame. For example, here, that's going to be the contact frame for this. Let's say that. And then here on the next, let's say here, this is going to be the next contact frame. Hold shift click and drag, and I'll just duplicate it here. Just copy that. And then here, okay, so this is the frame where they will have their contact, and then another one. Let's say this is going to be the last wall. So holding shift, dragging this and that. Copy. So now dragging it there. So that's how the character is going to be running through those walls that have been duplicated. Just test playing the animation. Okay, so this time what I'll do next is I'll select these objects I have created, and then one by one I will go to animation, mass effects, rigid bodies. So they are going to be the dynamic rigid body. So I'm doing it one by one so that it will not hang. So I'll just repeat on the next one. Select these, animation, mass effects, rigid bodies, dynamic rigid body. So as you can see, these are around 1,000 plus blocks. So it's going to take time. Okay, so for the third set, I'm selecting it, animation, mass effects, rigid bodies, set as dynamic rigid body. So now, again, it's going to add rigid bodies for every block. Okay, now that we have all of these blocks added with rigid bodies for the mass effect, the next thing that we will do is create a kinetic object with our that will run with our character. So what I'll do is I'll just create a cylinder within its same height, at least encompassing its radius. So here, for example, then just centering it there. So now I will animate this along with the character, also timing it. For example, straight top view here. I'll switch to this view. Right? I'll switch this to top view, this one to left view, so I can see what's happening. here, for example, if I'll go for my Autodesk, now I'll just drag this a little here, there, so let's say there. So this means that the cylinder should be at this area. That frame, for example. I'll make that, move it a little bit more here. In the view, just drag this here, there. That's where the cylinder will be, that frame. And then this cylinder is going to be here also, this frame. And then last, cylinder is going to be there, this frame. Okay, so with that, on to the last, let's just make it pass through. Turning off auto key, testing the animation. Here, so it's going to pass by like that. Okay, so the next thing is I'll select the cylinder, then I'll go to animation, mass effects, rigid bodies, kinematic rigid body, because it is the one that's moving. Once more, I'll select cylinder, animation, mass effects, utilities, show mass effects tools. The mass effects tools, multi-object tool. Well, I have this selected, check until frame 100. And then I will select the cylinder. I'll go to the top view. While I have the cylinder selected, I'll select the rest, all the blocks. So all the blocks and all the cylinder and the cylinder, having them selected, I will just now check start in the sleep mode, and then I will just click bake. So now it is going to bake. So now, after the baking of the Mass Effects, I'll play the animation. So as you can see there, I just hid the cylinder. The cylinder is still here, it's still there. So as I play the animation, so it is actually the one crashing to the wall. I hide it, so the object, so it will appear as if the character is going through it. So that's how you use your Mass Effects lesson. I'll see you in the next video.